Subscribe to Pamex channel. Click on the bell icon to receive notification on new uploads. Like and share the video. Thank you.
Neil Peter is a leading global manufacturer of label and narrow web printing machinery based on flexo, offset and inkjet technologies. Mr. Manish Kapoor is the sales head of Indian subcontinent. Before joining Neil Peter, Mr. Manish has been a part of Heidelberg India and Flexo Image Graphics team. So we welcome you to Pamex channel, sir.
Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you.
So, sir, could you comment on the experience of business at Neil Peter under the new normal working conditions in these post-COVID times?
It is a champion team, and like it is said that champions always turn threats into opportunities. So we started preparing for the new normal, which we call now much ahead of time. And because Neil Peter is also manufacturing in India, it is the only foreign manufacturer to have a manufacturing base set up in India. So for us, it is not only selling the presses, but also making them during these times, handing them over after they are made, shipping them, installing them. Everything is a part, and so you have to adapt in every of these aspects. So starting from the sales part of it, I think travel is an integral part of any salesperson in capital goods industry. So most of the time is spent in traveling, which is now suddenly disappeared. So we had to take our travels also virtual. So now there are lots of face-to-face Zoom calls like we are doing today, because the customers in the end, they do like to have a face in front of you, in front of them, so that they can interact, they can talk, and you get a better bonding when there is a face in front of you to talk to. It is a proven principle. So instead of physical traveling, now it is a lot of virtual traveling, so I would say. The same thing has transformed in our demos. So now we are doing a lot of, because we have a full-fledged technology center in Chennai with a complete demo facility. Full press is there always for giving customers demos. So now we are doing many demos virtually via Zoom calls, where the people are shipping sometimes their jobs, they're shipping their material, and we are running demos for them virtually on their jobs. Everything is done virtually. Likewise, once the press is built, we are also giving virtual press takeovers. So normally in Neil Peter, you always give a press takeover that before the press is shipped, the customer comes and he inspects the machine, runs his job, and he signs off on the press that I'm satisfied, and then we ship the press to the customer. So now, instead of doing that physically, now we are doing it virtually, and we have been shipping throughout the COVID times happily. So yes, it's a new normal, but like I said, you have to adapt to it, and we are.
So how has it affected short-term and mid-term capital equipment demand, and what can we foresee going forward?
I would not say that. I have been selling a high-value capital equipment for over 25 years now. And I can safely say, Neha, and I think most of my colleagues on the same line would agree that, and even the people who invest, our customers would agree that capital investments are not planned short-term, first of all. So they are planned as a mid-term and a long-term plan. And yes, the pandemic has hit maybe the decision-making time, but it has not it has surely not hit the decision plans or the capital plans or the. On the contrary, I would rather say in the last 2-3 months, especially, we have seen an upsurge in the enthusiasm and the overall requirement of the customers to come out and seek for additional equipment, and because it has given us a lot of time. And if you talk to any real salesperson of capital goods, he would say that for a decision to be made on capital goods, he always likes to have some quality time with the customer, where he is free from a lot of daily hassles of day-to-day running of the company and other things. So we always like to meet him at a time when he's at peace and there is not so much happening, and he can really think about the future plans and everything, because that's all expansions are about. So this time, this COVID period has given a lot of free time per se. So like I said, that it's an opportunity. So it has given a lot of free time to people to think more in detail about what they should be doing about their business. So there has been a lot of inquiries, there have been a lot of talks, discussions, decisions, orders. So I think there are no complaints whatsoever, and I would definitely not say that the COVID has hit the plans of capital investment. It might have hit the cash flow a little bit, which might have delayed the decision-making process by a few months or a few days here or there, but nothing more than that. Nothing.
It's good to hear positive things during these times. To what extent Neil Peter machines are equipped to cater to customer demands for more automation and reduce the need for shop floor manpower?
This has been, I think this has got no relation with COVID at all. So this has been a race that has been going on for many years now, where the need for automation and reduction in manpower is required. So Neil Peter for many years has been working extensively on automation levels, and if you look at our press ranges today, that you can already see that there is a very thin line. And Neil Peter does not like to compete with anyone. We like to compete always with ourselves. So if you look even at our own portfolio and you look at our conventional press, like the FA series, which is a conventional process press, and you look at our Panorama series, which is a digital platform, there is a very thin line between the two, because the conventional press, which is the FA, is the only thing that an operator can touch, apart from, of course, putting in the plates and everything, plate in the ink, which we also do on a digital press, that we have to put in the toners or the inks or whatever. The only thing that the operator can touch on FA press is the iPad today. So there are no locks, there are no levers, there are no setting tools, nothing. The press does everything on its own. The press remembers everything on its own. So even though it is a conventional press, so to say, but it is as close to digital as any other thing. But once again, I do not think that we should really be competing between digital and conventional, because both of them have their own niche places, and both have to find their own comfort levels, and both are equally important. So you can't say that one will replace the other or one will eat the other. It will never be possible, because both are valid for a certain job and both will remain valid for those kind of certain jobs.
So, sir, what can be done differently in such times, in these times, to better serve the needs of the ultimate customer by means of product improvement?
Well, product improvement, like I said, product improvement, really the automation levels were already in a race to go beyond pushing the limits. I think remote diagnostics was something which is proven to be a very big boon in today's era, where people were not able to travel, technicians were not able to travel, and the remote diagnostics on a press have really turned out to be a very big boon today. But this was not something which was developed due to COVID. This was already developed many years in advance, and it was already there as a standard part of all presses. Yes, it is true that people realize the real virtue of this tool today, because earlier it might be easier to just call the engineer over because he would be like 2 hours away or 4 hours away. But now I am sitting in, for example, in NCR in Delhi, and it was difficult even to transport between the twin cities. So even though we are 1 hour away from each other, I am sitting in Noida or somebody is sitting in Delhi, it was still a challenge. And that is where the real power of remote diagnostics, as an example I used, it came up. But it is more than just the press. More than just the press, it is Neil Peter's belief and Neil Peter's slogan of being local. So we like to be local globally. And that is one of the reasons why we have not one but 3 manufacturing bases, one right here in India. So we like to be as close to the customer as need be, and we have really had very good appreciation from our customers, because all presses do get problems, and there are parts which are suddenly required, because it's a machine. Everything will have a problem at a certain given point of time, and this situation has really created a very big awareness amongst people that the proximity of access is very important tool. So if something has to come from Europe and there are no flights to take it, then there is nothing to do. But if you are in Chennai or if you are in India, then it is much faster. It is possible to be done, and that is what happened in this case. So the real impact of that Neil Peter's Make in India initiative, I think it really came to the forefront now.
So, sir, can the label industry gear up to meet challenges of e-commerce and customized short-run label demand that appear to be emerging?
Oh, well, they better do. They better do, because labels are the face of the product. And I would not say that they better do, because in a way, I think they already have. Whatever can be said, but Indians cannot be called fools. So we are one of the smartest people on earth. And business opportunities is something that we never miss out on. So e-commerce and all these, they were already seen as business opportunities by our customers, and they were already gearing up for that, because whenever there is a chance to encash upon a certain opportunity, we are always there. So I think we are quite there, and even today, if you look at it, there is not a gap in demand and supply. In fact, the suppliers are more than the demand is. So you can't say that we have not geared up or the industry has not geared up. Yes, but the short-run thing is a fact which is coming up. It is not only in labels, but also in many other areas. The label converter per se has to evolve, and I have been saying this for many years now, for at least 5 years that I have been saying that it is time that for a label converter to stop calling himself or herself as a label converter, but to evolve as packaging converter, because the short-run demands are everywhere. Short-run demands are in flexible packaging, short-run demands are there in soft cartons, short-run demands are there in labels. And a label converter to a press, today's combination machine is basically able to do everything. So people are looking at opportunities which are existing there, and they're tapping into those opportunities, which is a very good thing to see.
And in your opinion, sir, how are the label manufacturing units responding to the changed business environment? And does anything need to be done by the industry as an association to protect its interests?
So that's a touchy subject, Neha. That's a touchy subject. And being a supplier, I'm normally very vocal about it as it is. And but yes, the industry needs to come together. And I think all the associations which are there, they have been doing a fantastic job of encouraging people. And I think virtues are being seen of those efforts being made, but people really need to start exploring on their own the new areas where they can have better business opportunities, rather than just eating into each other's business by cutting down margins and challenging on prices alone. Because there is so much to do. And if you are a really smart businessman, then you can definitely find your own place and your own segment where you can happily coexist with the others. And if you keep increasing the people who eat the same pie, ultimately everyone will go hungry. So we have to look at ways of making the size of the pie bigger. And there are multiple ways which are there. They only need to be explored.
So competition has to be healthy.
Yes. And smart.
And so the local authorities, administrative bodies, have they been helpful in keeping your units running?
For us in Chennai, yes, they have been very helpful, because our factory was basically shut down, really in the shutdown mode for about only 4 weeks. And then even though we were not assigned as essential services in the beginning, but we made a plea that, look, we are part of the printing packaging industry, and we as one of the major suppliers of press and parts and everything, if we are not able to support the people who are ultimately going to provide for print and packaging items, then it will be very difficult for them to service the needs. And the authorities were very helpful. They understood the point of view. It is very nice to see that normally you would assume that there will be a lot of red tapeism and go by the rule book, but they were quite open. They were quite keen to use common sense, and we were allowed to get back to functioning with the precautions. But knock on wood, we have been running full strength for 2 months almost.
So this next question you would expect, because I'm from PAMIX team, so I'll ask you certainly that how would you comment on the importance of real-time exhibitions?
Well, I am a little old school now, if you really ask me. So I still like, especially for exhibitions, I still like the touch and feel of metal. I still like the face-to-face interaction where you can actually show. Of course, the real one is the best, but virtual is the next best.
Thank you so much for taking out time for this interview.
Most welcome. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you.